Okay. So we continue. Now we are starting Yom Revi'i. Yom Revi'i. Vayomer Elohim Yehi Or. And Hashem says there should be light. Sorry, not there should be light. Mechila. Yehi Me'orot. There should be sources of light, right? That are me'ir, that shine. Birkia Hashamayim, in the firmament of the skies of the heaven. Le'avdil ben hayom ben halayla, to differentiate between day and night. והיו לאותות ולמועדים ולימים ושנים. And there should be signs, right? ולמועדים for seasons, ולימים and for days, ושנים and years. So the Ramban says the following.
Yeah. Go ahead.
1 minute. Go ahead. I know. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're in a rush.
No. Go ahead.
יהי מאורות. Yeah. הנה האור נברא ביום הראשון. Yeah, there's an issue here. Because why would the Torah says, what does it mean, Yehi Me'orot? If we're talking about the essence of light, the essence of light was already created day one. Okay? Yehi Or.
Yeah, page 53. Yeah.
What do you mean page 53?
For the guys that are following on the...
והאיר, והנה האור נברא ביום הראשון והאיר ביסודות. So the first day, the Hashem created light, and the light, whatever that light was shining on the elements, on whatever was created also during that day. וכאשר נעשה רקיע בשני, הפסיק האור. On the second day, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the rakia, the firmament was stopping the light from the creation of that was created in the first day, from shining on the rest of the elements. Yeah, it was like a chatzitza, a separation.
But where was the light then?
It was just created.
But
it doesn't have to shine. It was shining on the elements. Yes, like you have a panas, right? That's shining and on the elements. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu put the rakia here, and the rakia was stopping the light from going through.
Going through it.
Going through it.
Going through Earth. So the light was above.
Not going through Earth. Going through the rakia.
I'm saying, but the light was above the rakia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. ומנע אותו מהעיר ביסודות התחתונים. So it stopped from the rakia, right? Stopped the light from shining on the lower elements.
Yeah.
So it didn't. The light didn't go on Earth. So that means that what? On day 3, the Earth is in darkness. Right. The moment yes.
Sorry, Rabbi. Sorry to interrupt. So this also means then that the light that was created came from, there was a source from which it emanated, meaning it wasn't just that there was a light everywhere, that the firmament was somehow obstructing this light from coming down.
Again.
Meaning that there was a some kind of object that was emanating the light that the rakia was obstructing.
No, why do you say an object?
I'm asking.
No, it's light. It's light. There's a difference between a ma'or and or. Ma'or, and we're going to see it. We're going to see it later. The ma'or is an object that shines the light it receives. Or is light. Over here, he created the concept of light, and the concept of light was there. Yes, and the light was shining. Now, when the rakia was created, so the rakia held back the light from shining on whatever was under it. So at this point, there is no physical something, okay, that is shining. It's the actual essence of light.
Well, I think Bobby's point is that even if there's not a single source, it's still coming from a direction. It's coming from up, right? If you put the rakia in between, why wasn't the earth light and it got dark above, right? Because the light is coming from above. It's coming down.
Correct, because the light is lighter, right?
Oh, what does that mean? Light is lighter.
Well, again, if the elements, if we go by the elements, yes.
Yeah.
So the lowest one is the earth. Then you have water, yes. Then you have the wind. Then you have the fire, right?
But the fire wasn't emanating light necessarily.
Nachon. This is not. We're not talking about the fire,
right?
But we don't hear. There's only a concept of light. I don't understand what you're saying. How do we know in which direction the light was shining?
I guess more my question is, well, everything could have still had light, even though there's a rakia in between, right? Because Hashem just created light. It's not the rakia. Why necessarily would the rakia obstruct? Why would it be blocking it unless it was coming from one direction?
Correct. So I understand what you're saying. Not from an element. Are you saying that there was a source? There was an aster that was shining. That's what you're trying to say.
Well, the way this is phrased, it insinuates that the light was coming from above the rakia. So
correct. It was coming from above the rakia, but not from an aster that's called for a source of light that's actually physical.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to see why it's there, because he's going to say that the light was created from the Hiyuli of Shamayim, which is the reason why it comes from the above. But we're going to see it in a minute.
And then we're also saying here, so if this happened at that time, then the desha and the trees and all of that, those were created and those grew in darkness.
Correct, absolutely. And he's going to say that. On the third day, right? When the earth is created with the deshe, etc., like we just saw, it was all darkness. And now on the fourth day, he wanted me'orot, right? Now, me'orot are sources that are elements that will shine magiim and make sure that the light goes magiim la'aretz, that goes all the way to the earth. So it's as if there was the light that was shining from the light being a source, not something else that shines the light. Okay, the source of light. Okay, that's shining down upon the Yesodot, right? Like he says in the beginning, Yehi me'orot, hine ha'or nivra b'yom rishon, ve'ir b'yesodot. Okay? And now he decided that there should be me'orot. Me'orot are now referring to what we wanted this question, me'orot now that are some asters or some outside elements from the source of light that will direct the light towards the eretz. Because the light was above the rakia when it was created, right? ביום הראשון. ולא יאיר על הארץ. Yes? Now what's bothering the Ramban?
Why did he need to create this on Yom Shlishi if he created in Yom Rishon, right?
No.
If there was
That
what?
yeah, no, no. This there's something different here. That's one issue that we have. But what bothers the Ramban in the beginning?
Well, I'll tell you, there's another issue here. That ben Yom ben Laila, but he already had that before. No, he had this whole issue with
No, what issue?
when did we create Yom and Laila?
That has
When they
nothing to do with Yom and Laila. Now we're talking about We're not talking about Yom and Laila. Yom and Laila is time.
right.
Now we're talking about Or. The issue is usually when HaKadosh Baruch Hu creates something, when he creates Yehi. בוא נראה. Okay, for example, ויאמר אלוהים, תצ'ה הארץ דשא, כן? ותוצא הארץ דשא, right? There is a commandment and there is a realization.
Okay.
Now look at what this are these psukim. ויאמר אלוהים יהי מאורות ברקיע השמיים, להבדיל בין היום ובין הלילה, והיו לאותות ומועדים ולימים ושנים, והיו למאורות ברקיע השמיים להאיר על הארץ, ויהי כן.
Okay.
So essentially, there's no creation. That's the issue. It should have, because the Ramban says, why doesn't it say, יהי מאורות ויהיו ברקיע השמיים? Here it says, יהי מאורות ברקיע השמיים.
I'm sorry, what's the difference between this and the
because you don't see the vayihu. You don't have the havaya, the realization of the commandment.
But what about before Pasuk Yudalef? Vayomer Elohim tidasheh deshe deshe es mazriah.
But look at Pasuk Yudbet. Vatotze haaretz deshe. It happened. Mashma here from the psukim that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is just reorganizing something that's been created. Not that there is a specific creation.
Saying that the Meorot were created then before, and you just
so that's why the Ramban comes and says, so 1 second, if that's the case, on what or are we referring to that will shine through the Meorot? It has to be the or from Yom HaRishon that was created. And if that's, you understand, if that's the case, and if it's coming from that or, then I can understand that the Meorot are now coming to be the point of connection between the source of light and the Eretz. So it is, yes?
okay.
Yes, maybe, no.
Yes.
Zach,
I don't know. I'm not following. I'm not following the question.
the question is Azoy.
Zoe.
What is the creation here? Can you tell me?
It should be Meorot. Barki Hashamayim. You know, it should be the sun and the moon, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. What are those me'orot?
Sun and moon. Right?
No, we
Isn't
understand.
it?
That's what it's going to say after. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's what we know. I mean, we know the answer.
Yes. But
Yeah.
Okay.
are they themselves light? And if that's the case, it has nothing to do with the light of the first day, or are they just projectors of the light?
Oh, the sun is not a projector of the light. Well, no, sorry, the sun is projecting out the light, and the moon is a reflector. So what's the question here?
No, but I think
Okay.
what you're saying is in and of itself, they're not generating light. These are being used to bring the light below the rakia so that we have light on the Eretz.
That's the answer, right? That's the answer to the question. Because the pasuk says again, pasuk ט"ז, ויעש אלוהים את שני המאורות הגדולים, את המאור הגדול משת היום ואת המאור הגדול משלות הלילה ואת הכוכבים.
Right?
ויתן אותם אלוהים ברכי השמיים להאיר על הארץ, ולמשול ביום ובלילה ולהבדיל בין האור ובין החושך, וירא אלוהים כי טוב. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm asking one question. Was light created or not?
Like a second light?
No.
Any
No,
light. What created on that day?
Meorot, the sun and the moon.
That's it?
That's what it says here. That's what it says. According to this, you're asking two questions that are not connected to each other, Mechila, but you're asking what was created. The sun and the moon were created according to this. Now, the question is, are the sun and the moon the sources of the light? That's a different question. But those are not mutually exclusive. He could have still created the light in Yom Rishon, held it in his pocket, like he did a bunch of different things, and then create the meorot, and then the meorot were like, okay, like he created the electricity, and the meorot is the light bulb, right? So he created it, but they only come into effect when you have a light bulb. You can have electricity, you don't have light.
How do you know that? How do you know that those meorot are not a different light source of light?
How do you know that they're not
A different kind of light?
Yeah,
That there are two kinds of light? The first
yeah. Maybe
kind
the
of light
first,
from day one?
maybe the first light is a spiritual light. How do you know?
The question is, what's the word meorot? It's the debate on what the word meorot is.
אל תבלבל את כולם with
I
different
want
opinions.
to see what meorot is.
בסדר, but that
That's
doesn't
an easy
solve the
one.
issue. We're learning the Ramban, huh?
What's the answer? What is meorot?
So
What does Rashi say meorot?
it's irrelevant what Rashi says. The Ramban, that's the kushia of the Ramban. The Ramban does not understand, okay, if meorot means a source of light or meorot means the projector of the light.
Okay.
Because
What's
if
the
it's
solution?
just a project, huh?
Yeah, okay.
So he comes and he first tells us, Hine, here we know that the Or was created on day one.
Yeah.
And now and if it's created on day one, right? It was Meir on all the Yesodot because it was shining, right? Now the Ramban needs to create a reason for the Meorot. Because if it's a different light and has nothing to do for the first light, then I can understand why you need Meorot. But if it's the same light from the day one, then why do you need Meorot? It's already created. Like, why would you need?
Yes.
Why would you need the sun and the moon if you already if it shines anyways?
He
And
says
not
here
only
to
is it only
create.
created, it not only is only created, it was already divided
Shining.
into day and night.
Correct.
But that's what I asked before, and you said no. So
What do you
sorry,
mean,
that's okay. He says here that the reason so that's what we asked before. The Yom and the Laila were already created before, we said, right? There
Yeah,
is the
but
concept of
but
day and
that is
night.
there's a concept that's the concept of time.
Correct.
Now he wants to adapt, yes, a sign in nature that you will use as an indication of what is of day and of night. But
Actually,
again,
it says that,
again,
the answer is Pasuk Yud Zayin. I know we're going forward. It says after you read all the creation of this, it says Vayiten otam Elohim barakia shamayim
that's
la'ir
the
et
answer
haaretz.
already. That's the answer.
So
But
the
what
Rambam
did he give? Ma'u natan barki haaretz. Ma'u natan.
מה הוא נתן?
כן, מה הוא נתן?
בעצם את שניהם, המאור הגדול והמאור
Yeah, the
הגדול
sun and the moon.
למשרתך.
What's the sun and the moon? If you don't know, what's the sun and what's the moon? Again, are they two sources of light, or is it just points of reference to the light? These, you understand the question of the Ramban or not?
There's even a more complicated thing that now that I'm looking at this. If you look at the next pasuk, then the answer is that I don't understand. It says, "Ulimshol bayom u'balayla ve'leavdil ben haor u'ben hachoshech." So it says that the purpose of this creation is leavdil, is to separate
Well, you have to
the
understand what
light.
that means. You have to understand what that
Exactly.
means first.
So okay, so what's the answer? Why don't you tell us the answer?
No. So the first is the question of the Ramban. The Ramban had an issue.
Yeah.
If the purpose of the meorot, if the creation of the meorot, right, is a creation of that has a merit of its own, and that it's a source of light, then the pasuk should have said, "Yehi meorot, vayihyu berki hashamayim," and let them be in the rakia. Here is all he says is points. He says, "Yehi meorot birki hashamayim," meaning that there's a creation, okay, within the rakia. So it's not that you have meorot, right, and you put the meorot in the rakia. It's that you create. He added a creation or identified something within the rakia. So if that's the case, that means that the rakia, yes, had to be stopping the light from going through. Because why would you need to create a window or two windows that are called the meorot within the rakia? From here, the Ramban learns,
and it says barakia is that physically birki in the circle or within
inside the marakia, inside the firmament.
No, I'm asking a question because the rakia separates the upper and the lower, correct?
Yes.
My question is, if the rakia is this circle, right? Is it in the ring itself, or when it says barakia, it's within it, meaning it's inside the circle? Like, is it physically in the thickness of the circle? He's saying,
No,
or it's within the circle. It's under it, basically, in what we would think.
No, it's like a window. It's like a window. It's like a window. Now, because things, you want to say, what do you want to say again? I don't understand what you're saying. That is it? Is it
You're saying
within layer?
It's in the rakia. It's not under the rakia. It's in the.
Is it inside the rakia or under the rakia?
Inside the rakia.
Yeah. Sometimes the question is more important than the answer.
Ken.
Okay.
So that's the kushya of the Ramban. The kushya of the Ramban is like this. If the me'orot are created independently, right? Then then he should take the me'orot and put them somewhere. But here it says Yehi me'orot birkia shamayim. So it's dependent on the rakia.
Oh, sorry, but he's saying that they were created together with the rakia and then organized, or that they were created
We're gonna
now.
see. We're gonna see that he has a few options. Yes, that's one of the pirushim that he wants to say.
But it has to be that it's separate.
But it doesn't have to be nothing. Why does it have to be separated?
Because if it was because it says Ve'omer Elohim Yerakia, so that means he did something, he created something, but Ve'omer Elohim is part of the creation, right? So he's creating here on Yom
or
Revi.
an organization, or he's organizing.
He's moving the stuff around. Okay.
What?
Okay, maybe he's moving stuff around.
Correct. We're going to see they're both true. He's going to give both. First, it's important to understand what bothered the Ramban to understand what he's coming to teach you. Here we understand that according to the Ramban, there's a problem. He has a problem, okay, with those me'orot. Okay, if it's the source of light, okay, then what are these me'orot? Is it another light or not? And if they're only coming as windows, right? Is it something that is outside of, like, an independent creation that he just places somewhere, okay? Or no, it's been created, and all he's doing is reorganizing it, and he's like a pkak, right? That he just moves out from a bottle, like like a cork that he's taking out of a bottle.
Work, yeah.
So he comes by saying, if that's the case, then the rakia must have stopped the light from going through, because he's creating something within the rakia, yes, that are called the me'orot.
I can argue that that's not a different position on that, because you could also say, if it's a different, let's assume that the me'orot were a source of light, and the Or Rishon that he created.
First of all, if it's a source of light, it's not called me'orot.
Me'orot. Why not?
Because a ma'or is something that projects a light that it receives. A ma'or
How do we
is
know
not.
that?
That's what ma'or means. Me'ir.
Okay.
Right? Me'ir is someone that projects the or. Me'ir is not the or.
Okay.
Okay. So make it so the Ramban is bothered by the definition of the me'orot, and what is the actual creation here? Like, what's happening? So, but one thing the Ramban understands clearly is that the rakia, if the me'orot are created birkia hashamayim, inside the rakia, then it has to be that the rakia was stopping the light from going through.
Okay.
Can I ask the question differently?
Sure.
What if the question is this? So we know God created light and created darkness and assigned them to day and night, erev boker, yom v'layla. We already assigned all of that. Created that, the idea of time exists, the idea of a day exists, half a day, all that exists. So why do we even need the fourth day? We already have light on the earth. We already have day. We already have night. We can already count days and months and years and all of that. What is the point of the fourth day at all?
No, you don't have a cycle now. You just have.
Why not?
Mitzad the day and night, you mean?
Yeah.
The 12, yes, okay.
Right.
And therefore,
So maybe the question is, what even was the purpose of creating? What are we creating here? What is the purpose of this?
Nachon,
And why
that's part
are
of
you
the
saying
question.
L'Havdil ben Yom ben Laila? We already were Mavdil ben Yom ben Laila on day 1 or day 2. So you're saying, oh, it must be that we already were Mavdil ben Yom ben Laila, but something stopped that. Because if the Rakia didn't block the light, what are we creating? We already have day and night. We already have light and darkness. So maybe that's why he's starting with saying, hey, we already created light on day 1, but it must have stopped when we created the Rakia on day 2. And that's why we need to differentiate again between day and night.
We're not at the differentiation yet. But yes. Definitely something stopped the light from shining, which is the Rakia. So you're saying
that's the chidush. Right before he said this, we had no idea that the light wasn't hitting the earth anymore.
Correct. That's the chidush. That's the chidush. But where did he get that from? Not because what's the point of like what's going on day 4? Like it's all there. Because again, you going back to Bobby's question. So what if there's a rakia? It's still shining. We still have light. So what's the why would HaKadosh Baruch Hu create meorot within the rakia? It must be because the rakia actually stopped the light. And now comes your question, your hidush.
But it could be different also. It could be that there was still light, and there was still a kia, and it was a different light, and the meorot consolidated that light and then shined from a specific source.
That's the Ramban. That's what the Ramban says.
Oh, I didn't realize. But okay, but I'm saying because why does it have to?
They're both true, and he's going to address them. Let's continue. We understand the question. Yes, Zach. It's a nice way of saying it. It's also true. It's emet.
Right. Okay.
It's all true. We're all winners.
Ve'inyan yehi me'orot. And what does it mean, yehi me'orot? So what is that creation from? Where are those me'orot creating for? Ki mechomer hashamayim gazar barishon, from the essence of the heavens, of shamayim, of Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim, right? Gazar barishon, he was gozer on the day 1, sheyeh or meshamesh b'midat yom, right? It was gozer that the or that was created should shine during the day. Ve'ata gazar sheitgashem. So he took that hiyuli from Shamayim, right? Made or with it. And now he said that we need to consolidate it ve'ithaveh mimenu guf me'ir, and there should be now a body like a chefetz that will be shining its light bayom, during the day, gedol ha'ora, that has a lot, that will shine a lot of light. Veguf acher, and another body, ketan ha'ora, that has a little bit of light, me'ir balayla, that should shine at night. Ve'italu shenehem, and now they will be both held, like hanging, birki hashamayim, in the rakia, she'a'iru gam lemata. That now that light, so that light, what is he saying? That light that was created which is coming from the Hiyuli of the Shamayim, which is all lechaura spiritual light, has to be midgashem, has to become gashmiut, has to now consolidate itself and evolve into two bodies. One that will be having a lot of light, and the other one that will have a little bit of light, and both will be placed in the rakia. And now they will be able to shine not only above the rakia, but also under the rakia. So according to that pirush,
Yeah.
and the or was already created. The Hiyuli of light was created. Yes, the light was created from the Hiyuli of the Shamayim.
In the Yom Rishon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now he what is he doing? He's evolving that process like he did with the Aretz, right? And creating from this two sources of light. One that is called that we call the sun, and the other one that is called the moon. And he will take now those two sources and plug them inside the rakia.
So doesn't that conflict, or it doesn't conflict, but it doesn't have to be then that the rakia really was blocking the light. Because if he consolidated the light, he couldn't consolidate the light that was also beneath the rakia.
There was no light beneath the rakia.
Says who? Who says there's no light?
But that's the chidush of the Ramban.
He said, no, I understand. I'm saying, how does he come to the fact that there's no chidush?
Because that's what we were talking until now, because he had an issue of what are those me'orot.
Well, he just explained that the me'orot were a container to hold the light. Is that what he's saying? Didn't he just say that?
He's explaining you what was happening. How did that happen?
No, I understand. But if they were containers to hold the light, even if the light was shining through the rakia, you still needed to have the containers to hold the light.
Why do you need that? Why do you need that if anyways there's light?
Well, first thing, because
that's the problem. That's why it's so important to understand what's bothering the Ramban. Okay, not what's bothering us. What's bothering the Ramban, because the Ramban here is very sophisticated in his approach of the light, and that's only one pirush. Forget about the second pirush that we're going to get into in a second.
Okay. Okay.
So I think Zach said it well, that the rakia, yes, stopped the light, yes,
yeah,
and now we needed a new hitchut, right, that will allow the light that was created to shine again, because the rakia stopped from allowing the light that was shining in the first few days from shining again and giving it a seder of Yom and Laila. He doesn't say the seder of Yom and Laila. That's what Zach says. Yes, but it's easier to understand that way. The point is, according to the Ramban, that what was we need to understand what was creating this. What does it mean Yehi Me'orot? And what does it mean Birkia Shamayim? If I already have all, then what is Yehi Me'orot? I don't need it. And if it's Birkia Shamayim, if it's Muchach, we have to say that we're creating something inside the Rikia that or is a new source of light, or allows the light that was created to pass by, to shine again. So by default, we must say that the rakia was stopping the light. So if that's the case, then what does it mean, Yehi Me'orot? Says the Ramban, Yehi Me'orot is the evolution of the or that was created from the Hiyuli of Shamayim, and into two sources of light, one that is called the sun and one that is called the Levana, and both are plugged inside the Rakia, and that's what it means Birkia. So essentially, Hakadosh Baruch Hu took the light that was above the Rakia and put it inside the Rakia, okay, and into two different sources of light. That's according to this Pirush. And now we understand what this Yehi Me'orot means and why we need the Me'orot.
Okay, so the Me'orot are taking the light from above the Rakia and bringing it to under the Rakia?
Correct.
Tachlis?
According to this Pirush.
That's the question. Random question. Why? Let's assume that is the what happened. Why did the Torah not expand on this if it's important? Why is it? I'm sure this has to be an explanation. I mean, you have a whole book that's written on two sentences. Why the Torah not on explanation? Why is there not a more a deeper explanation besides 4 sentences? Yehio ve'yo.
התורה לא ניתנה התורה לטיפשים. The Torah is not given to the simple mind, right? So to us, that we are simple mind, we ask all these questions. But if you would have asked 2,000 years ago that question, they understood it very clearly. Yeah, it's just that today we ask those questions because we are me'aratzot, we don't have the knowledge. But if you ask Rabbi Chaim, you ask Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, or you ask Shlomo HaMelech, or you ask David HaMelech, to them everything was very clear.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm not going to get into this, but it
Yeah,
was clear that, but it
continue.
wasn't.
Let's continue. That's
but
irrelevant. Let's
if
continue.
it was clear, it was not clear in the same way.
The problem is not in the Torah. The problem is in us. Veitachen, another pirush. Zach, you have a question on that?
No.
Veitachen, כי כמו ששם בארץ כוח הצמיחה במקומות ממנה, he says another pirush is like, we saw that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the earth, right? He created the earth with some places that was ready to bring out vegetations, right? So when he says, right? It was already preset in the earth that some places will grow vegetation and others no. So he says, כן שם ברקיע מקומות מוכנים ומזומנים לקבל האורה. He says the same thing when HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the Rakia, he created the Rakia with places that were already preset to receive the light and can yes and shine it again. והגופים האלה מקבלי אור מזהירים, and those bodies inside the Rakia, those מקומות, right, are absorbing the light and then passing it on. כגון האספקלריות, like those minerals, right, that take the light and shine it again. ואבני השוהם, and like the onyx, same thing, right? You shine it within it light, and then it pushes the light, it projects the light further. ולכן יקראם מאורות. This is why we call it מאורות, לא אורים, and not urim. אף על פי שקרא מהמזמור, כן, right? So urim, it's the source of light, and me'orot are the projectors of the light.
Is the me'orot is me'orot?
Ken.
The two me'orot from orot, basically. That's how he comes to that. The me'orot is projection of light. Because is the come from ma'or or from orot? Me'orot.
No, ודאי that the shoresh is or.
Right.
Me'ir, it takes the or, okay?
Right, and shines it.
And shines it.
Distributes it, yeah.
So here, according to the second pirush, me'orot were already created, those places were already created in the rakia. All he did is direct the light, right, towards these places for them to then shine again. So here you see the two pirushim, right, that we were debating earlier. One is he created bodies that he plugged in the rakia, and the other one is like windows that the light shines towards them. They absorb that light, and now they shine that light further.
So when you say windows, isn't one of them saying that he created the rakia with the meorot in them, and then he just moved the light to shine through them, so they're the window basically.
That's the second pirush.
So the meorot was created, but then the meorot were created in Yom Rishon, according to that pirush, yeah.
Not Yom Rishon. When the rakia was created, they were
Sorry,
preset. They were preset. Yes.
Okay.
But they'd only become a ma'or if they actually receive the light.
Okay, that's fine.
So Yehi me'orot is let now those me'orot absorb the light and shine it again. Good?
That's the second explanation.
That's the second explanation. So now, what is the second hidush? The second difference between the two pirushim is like, according to the first pirush, Hashem took the light from above the rakia and put it under the rakia. According to the second pirush, the source of the light is still above the rakia. All it's doing is going through a window. Yeah.
But hold on. But is the function of the meorot the same on both, or one of them, or in the first one, you're saying that let's say the shemesh is created is projecting the light source is the shemesh, and on the second one it says that there's a light source above the rakia, and the shemesh is only the amplifier or the reflector of the light that's above the rakia. Is that what he's saying?
I don't understand your question.
Okay. Where is the source of light in both these explanations? What's the
That's
source of light?
That's what I just said. According to the first pirush, the source of light was before the meorot above the rakia, and now it was taken and brought under the rakia and split between the sun and the moon.
So the sun and the moon are the sources, according to the first pirush. That's what I'm saying.
Correct.
The other one in the second explanation,
it's not that they're yes, they are the source, the evolving product of the hiyuli, okay, of Shamayim, and Akadosh Baruch Hu took the light and put it in them. So it's not, they are not the light, they're carrying the light.
okay, but that's fine.
Yes.
But to that effect, the simple people,
Yeah, they're the source. Yes, okay.
right? Like, and in the second one, the source is still from the Or
On
Elyon,
top. That's right.
and they are just the reflectors.
That's
of
right.
that.
That's right.
Okay, but don't we know today which one is accurate?
They can be both accurate. יאללה, להבדיל בין האור ובין הלילה. Yes, Zach, Bob.
להבדיל בין היום ובין הלילה, נאור,
Bobby.
בין היום.
בין היום, yeah. Yeah, clear?
Yes.
Omer, I think
Bobby,
he's
you good?
busy. Omer,
Clear.
you with us? Jason?
Yeah, I'm with you. It's
Okay.
clear.
Clear, okay.
Jason
Baruch
is
Hashem.
Jason
all
is doing a
tying
no
up.
job probably when he's listening.
Making money.
Jason, don't mess up the nose, Jason.
להאיר בין היום ובין הלילה.
להבדיל בין היום ובין הלילה.
להבדיל בין היום ובין הלילה.
Both are correct.
להבדיל בין היום ובין הלילה. כתב רש"י, מי שנגנז האור הראשון. So from the moment the first light was nignaz, okay, so then the sun and the moon started shining, meaning until, as long as there was the Or Harishon, right? Yes. So you didn't need Hevdel ben Hayom ben Laila, like Zach said. Why? Because that was already said. Mi shenignaz Or Yom Harishon. But since the moment Akadosh Baruch Hu was gonez, right? He hid the light of the first day. Now there was another need, right, to reset the seder of Or and Choshech v'Hayom u'Balayla. Therefore, he installed the moon and the sun, right? So Chazak u'Baruch Zak, you were mechaven to Rashi. Leave the door open. You were mechaven to the pirush of Rashi. כן? אבל בשבעת ימי בראשית, however, we're still in Rashi, during the 7 days of the creation, שימשו האור והחושך זה ביום וזה בלילה. Right? So for the rest of the days, right? There's different girsaot. If you should say, אבל בשבעת or בשלושה, right? The first 3 days, that's really the girsa that we should put, if you really want to understand Rashi the easy way. אבל בשלושת ימי בראשית. But for the first 3 days of Maasei Bereshit, שימשו האור והחושך הראשונים יחד בין ביום ובין בלילה. Right? The first light and the first choshech that was created were the ones that would differentiate between day and night. Zak's pirush. Yes? So they 1, 2, 3, we have Or and Choshech from the first day, and that's what's defining the Yom and the Laila. Right? Day 4 comes the Chama and Levana, the sun and the moon. Now, why? Because Hakadosh Baruch Hu gonez, Hashem holds back from the light that was created on day 1. Now, what system will allow us to differentiate between day and night? They said the moon and the sun. Yes? Zak, Chazak u'Baruch Tiyeh. That's exactly what Rashi wants to say. Our problem is that the Ramban disagrees with that. It's okay. So that's why we have an issue with that. We'll see. Okay. He says, I have a problem because this does not fit with what Chachamim tell us. Why? המזכירים גניזה על האור הראשון, that address the geniza of the light of day 1. Because he says the light really, and now you see, look at the Rashi. Rashi says אבל בשבעת ימי בראשית. You see the Lashon Rashi? Then now there's a tikkun that we said the first 3 days, because based on Shivat, the 7 days, look at what the Ramban says. אבל לדעתם האור הראשון שימש 3 ימים, right? וברביעי נאצל ממנו ונעשו בו או ממנו שני המאורות האלה, right? Or from it or with it, okay? The 2 meorot were created on day 4. כמו שאמרו, נובלת אורה של מעלה גלגל חמה. The microcosm of the light of above, right, is the sun. כי לפי שלא היה העולם הזה ראוי להשתמש באור ההוא בלי אמצעות, since the world was not worthy, okay, to operate with the light of the day one that was created without an intermediate, נגנז לצדיקים לעולם הבא. It was held back for the tzadikim for the world to come. ושימשו בנובלת הזאת מיום רביעי ואילך. Now, those microcosm were used, okay, moving forward.
So he's saying that the Oreganus happened on the third day or
No,
on the fourth.
No, the only issue he has, we were mitaken the nusach of Rashi. But yes, but if you learn Rashi the way it is without the tikkun of Shloshet, according to Rashi, right, that the or of Yom Rishon, right, Shimesh for the Shiva Maasei Bereshit for 7 days, right? We were mitaken Rashi by saying only 3 days, right?
How can we metaken Rashi? How does that work? Who's metaken Rashi? What does that mean?
Someone said that is a Ta'ut Sofer. That when they copied Rashi and they said, Aval Beshivat, it wasn't really Shivat, it was Shloshet. And somebody made a mistake. Because nobody can say that the Or HaGanuz actually Shimesh for 7 days.
Oh, no.
Because it didn't. It goes against what Chachamim tell us.
They both
Chazal
could be
tell us
true.
that it didn't. On the third day, it was on day 3, HaKadosh Baruch Hu ganaz et ze.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this.
Rashi cannot argue with the Tanaim. It's not possible.
It's not possible because. Sorry, why is it not possible?
Because Rashi is 1,500 years later. So he has no authority to come and disagree with what was said 1,500 years ago, before him, prior to him. You can explain what was said. You cannot argue. You cannot contradict.
So Rashi never contradicted anything that
You
anybody
can
said.
never. No Rishon will come and contradict what is written by the Tanaim or the Amoraim. כך אמרו בבראשית רבה. Until now, it's clear? Yes?
It's clear what that Rashi said that the Gnizah happened after the third day.
No, what the Ramban is telling us. Yes, that the first 3 days, the world was shining, the Marechet was happening through the
Oreganus.
The Or HaGanuz. That was not Nigdas. And then and since HaKadosh Baruch Hu was Gonez the light, right? Since he was Gonez the light, then he had to use another Ma'arechet. And that Ma'arechet is the Ma'arechet of the sun and the moon.
Okay.
כך אמרו בבראשית רבה. In בראשית רבה it says, תניא, אורה שנבראת בששת ימי בראשית. The or that was created on the 6 days of the creation. להאיר ביום אינה יכולה. To shine during the day, it can't. שהיא מקהה גלגל חמה. Because if you let the Or HaGanuz shine, then it makes the light of the sun now like it's nothing. בלילה אינה יכולה. And at night, the Or HaGanuz, the Or of Yom Rishon also cannot. Why? הרי שלא נבראת להאיר אלא ביום. It doesn't have authority at night. It only has authority during the day. So during the night, it cannot, because it's not applied. During the day, if that's the case, then what's the Chama coming to, what's the sun coming to do, right? Ve'echan hi, so where is it? Nigneza. Ve'echan hi, and where is it kept? And for what purpose? Metukenet לצדיקים לעתיד לבוא. It's kept for the tzadikim for the time to come. שנאמר והיה אור הלבנה כאור החמה. When Mashiach will come, right? There will tikkun ha'olam. The light of the moon will be shining as strong as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun will be 7 times stronger. כאור שבעת הימים, like the אור הגנוז. שבעה את מאה. how can you say that or was 7 days?
Yeah.
Lo shloshahen.
Right.
Isn't it that it's only 3? The answer is I'm preparing this and this for the 7 days of the Sheva Brachot. Meaning it's not specific for the full 7 days. It's going to be used during the 7 days. Kelomar, Leshon Bnei Adam, that's the slang of man. ושיאמר אני מפקיד ושומר זה הבשר לשבעת ימי המשתה שלי. I'm keeping that meat for the 7 days. That doesn't mean you're going to serve it for 7 days, but you're going to use it during the 7 days. לא שיספיק לו לשבעת כולם. That meat for sure is not going to last him for the 7 days. אלא שיוציא אותו בתוכם. He's going to use this meat during one of the days. וכן כאור שבעת הימים, and that's what it means, כאור שבעת הימים, like the 7, the light of the 7 days that Yeshaya is talking about. כאור שהיה בימים ההם במקצתם. So the Ramban is bringing the Bereshit Rabbah to strengthen his opinion that the Or HaGanuz was shining only for the first 3 days, and then it shifted to the sun and the moon, and that's how he rejects the opinion of Rashi. That according that the way he learns Rashi is with the Shivat Yem, that it's 7 days.
He just went through this whole explanation why it's okay to say Shivat Yamim. He says it's basically, he just explained to you. I thought you said the exact opposite.
No, look at what Rashi says. Mishenignas, Rashi explains to you, right? When did the moon and the sun and the moon actually, right?
Yeah.
became operational. According to Rashi, they became operational after 7 days.
Yeah.
At the end of the Sheva Maasei Bereshit. So we were mitakenet and say what? That some say that there's a ta'ut sofer, and it should be the 3 days. And that's the opinion of the Ramban, right? Now the Ramban did not change the girsa of Rashi. So according to him, what Rashi says, and that's what's written, it says 7 days. And
right.
by Rashi, you cannot days ke'ilu, because he's coming to tell you now, le'avdil ben hayom ben halayla, when did the sun and the moon were operational? After the or shenignaz ha'or harishon. And when was the or nignaz? Besof shivat hayamim. Right?
Yeah.
So the Ramban says that cannot be, and I'm bringing you proofs from that. It's on the 3rd day, right? And he brings the Midrashim to tell you that it's on the 3rd day. That's it. Then the Midrash continues, says Vayavdel, right? It says Vayavdel, okay? Vayavdel, that he separated, he differentiated. Rabbi Yehuda bar Simon Amar, Rabbi Yehuda bar Simon says, Hivdilo lo. He differentiated it for himself. For himself, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. ורבנן אמרין, and Chachamim say, הבדלו לצדיקים לעתיד לבוא. He held it back, right? He separated it for the tzaddikim, for the time, for the when after Mashiach comes. ואם תוכל לדעת כוונתם באומרם בברכת הלבנה. Now again, that's the Ramban Leshitato. He says, if you understand what the bracha of Birkat HaLevana means when it says, Ateret Tiferet La'am Usevaten, Teda Sod Ha'or Ha'echad. You will know the secret of the first light.
Rishon.
Ve'agniza ve'ha'havdala. You will understand the whole concept of what it is, the first light, its geniza, and the differentiation.
Oh. בסוד שני המלכים.
שאמרו הבדילו לו, and that's what Rabbi Yehuda Bar Simon wants to say when he says that that's the secret of Rabbi Yehuda ben Simon when he says הבדילו לו, that he held back the light for himself.
Where is that?
Huh?
Where does it say V'dilolo? It doesn't say V'dilolo, but
No,
okay.
it doesn't
That's-
translate, but he has it above.
ודאי does it say, what do you mean it doesn't say?
איפה כתוב הבדילו בתורה?
בסדר,
לא
תקרא
כתוב.
בעברית, זה כתוב, מה זאת אומרת? ושם אמרו עוד. ושם
אז-
אמרו עוד. Yes?
No, I got it. I got it. I get that. I got.
ויבדל, רבי
Yeah.
יהודה בר סימון אמר,
Yeah, I saw
הבדילו לא. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. That's what it is.
סוד שני, אוקיי, I got it. בסוד שני המלכים, אוקיי, משתמשים בכתר
So
אחד.
if you want to understand what Rabbi Yehuda Bar Simon says, means, he says you have to, if you know the secret of the bracha of the Hidush HaLevana that we say every Birkat HaLevana,
Okay.
then
Yeah.
you will, if you know that sod and what this really means, then you'll understand the Kavanah of Evdilolo.
Okay, so what does it mean? You can explain to us what it means?
Maybe. Vesod Shnei HaMelachim, we'll get to it. Vesod Shnei HaMelachim, and the secret of the two Melachim, המשתמשים בכתר אחד. Right? How can it be that we know the Midrash that you cannot have two kings that rule over one kingdom? כאשר בסוד שיהיה אור הלבנה כאור החמה, אחר שיהיה אור החמה שבעתיים. He says all these secrets, right? What does it mean? 7 times, right? And why would the or alevana becomes like the or hachama, and the or hachama will be 7 times more, okay? Keor shivat hayamim, meaning like this. That means that the or hachama is 1/7 of the or haganus, and the or alevana, right, is less than the or hachama.
Okay. What's the point?
What's the point? There's no
What's-
point.
what's- okay.
He's telling you if you want to understand all these secrets and why Chachamim say what they say, that the Levana complained. Yes. If you want to understand all these secrets of what they said, then you have to understand first what it means. Ateret Tiferet Lamus Evaten. That's
No.
the secret there.
Bechavod, explain. What does it mean?
No. Ve'ayu le'otot. Maybe afterwards we can understand. Ve'ayu le'otot. Let's
So
continue.
just a quick question. So
Yes.
is Ramban saying that the Gniza is that the Rakia, right? When Hashem put the Rakia there and it blocked the light, that's the Gniza? Because Ramban isn't disagreeing. He's not saying there's no such thing as Gniza, right?
ודאי there's Gniza. Everybody agrees there's Gniza.
Okay. So
He's saying
when
Gniza
and where
happened
and how did it happen? Like
Tuesday,
was it
no?
was it not when the Rakia was created?
That could be that could definitely be an opinion. That could definitely be an opinion.
Well, it can't be when Rukio is created, because then
Then what?
he's saying then you have 24 hours or a certain amount of time without.
Why? At this point, we don't care. We know that there was Choshech. It's
I
fine.
was saying so. Oh, so saying it's not, they're not connected necessarily.
Okay.
When they did the Gniza, it doesn't mean no, but they all say that after they did the Gniza, then immediately they went and he used the Shemesh and Yarech.
So that's what Zach wants to say. So that's what Zach wants to say.
Yeah. So it's saying like that the hiding, it's not like hiding, sticking it in a pocket and it's hidden. It's like it's hiding in plain sight. It's right there. It's right after the Rakia is the hidden light.
Yeah.
Now,
the hidden light.
Past it.
So now
The Or
it depends.
HaGanus is
According, it depends. According to the first pirush of the Ramban, that's not true, because Hakadosh Baruch Hu took the light from above and put it above the Rakia and put it under the Rakia. So where is the Or HaGanus? The Or HaGanus is inside inside the sun. It's just not shining.
I thought he also said that the Or HaGanus. You're saying it's physically in there, but it's not working. It's not shining. Okay.
Correct. Where did you see that? Huh? Michael, where did you see that?
The organus? Like
Yeah.
now you asked me the Malbim question.
נכון, נו.
Okay. Now when you
ולכל בני ישראל היה אור במושבותם.
yes.
The מחלוקת
Yeah,
רבי יהודה ורבי
beside.
נחמיה.
Yes. Yes. Where was the light? If they had light,
That Akadosh Baruch Hu took the ore and put it in a nartik, in a box,
right.
and hid the nartik inside the chama.
Right. And then if it was light for us and dark for them.
Yeah,
like
that's
like
okay.
the yes, like the
yeah.
bat.
Okay. So according to that pshat, the Or HaGanuz is inside the sun. According to the second pshat, Zach, you're right.
That the Gniza was in the second day with the
No, where is what? No, Zach is asking. Okay, where is that Or? Hashem Ganaz it Or. Where is it? Is it just is it Ganuz because of the Rakia, or did he actually take it and hid it somewhere else? So according to the first Pirush, he hid it inside. He put it in a box, and he hid it inside the sun, like we saw. According to the second Pirush, right, the Rakia itself is what held back the light, and that's how the Nignaz.
Got it. Okay.
Ken?
בסדר.
But just to put a fine point on it, then that means that the ore that we have now on Yom Revi'i is, according to the second Pirush, is just a percentage of the Or HaGanuz. It's a small portion of what was initially.
That's right. That's right.
So it's the same ore. It's just
Correct. Correct. Now, based on yes, without confusion, yes. נכון.
Yeah.
והיו לאותות, right? And there should be signs. What does it mean there should be signs? השינוי שיולידו. They can change. Like, for example, we have Likuya Hama, right? The Hama is the eclipse of the sun.
Eclipse. Yeah.
Eclipse of the sun, for example. Right? So, השינוי שיולידו, והיו לאותות, that they can actually change, ויעשו ממנו אותות, and there will be, and Hashem will do with them miracles, ומופתים, right? Signs ומופתים, בשמיים ובארץ. In שמיים ובארץ. דם ואש, ותימרות עשן, right? השם אש יעבר לחושך וירח לדם. לפני בוא יום השם הגדול והנורא. That's what the pasuk says, right? So you see that that the shemesh and the yareach can be used to make miracles. That's v'hayu leotot, that these meorot will be used for signs and miracles.
What is the miracles?
What?
And part. He doesn't talk about he only talks about otot, not muftim. Muftim is miracles, otot is signs. There's a difference.
Read what the Ramban says.
No, I see
Why
what he says.
did the Torah use the word otot? To tell you, ויעשו ממנו אותות ומופתים בשמיים ובארץ. Yes? It's used with it. But we don't have miracles that with the sun. But it's used to do miracles with it. It accompanies miracles. And that's what the pasuk says. כן, אותות ומופתים בשמיים ובארץ, דם ואש ותמרות עשן, השמש יהפך לחושך וירח לדם. The shemesh should turn into darkness, and that's makat choshech, right? Ve'yareach ledam, and the sun into blood.
Where are you
Lifnei
reading
bo yom
this?
Adon HaGadol ve'hanora. What?
איפה אתה קורא את זה?
That's the pasuk in Yoel. I'm just told you the end of the pasuk in
Ah.
Yoel.
Oh. Okay.
Umeotot hashamayim al techatu. Don't be scared from the signs of shamayim, right? Meaning, if you see that I'm I'm using like I'm making signs with the I'm using the sun, or I'm using the moon, right, to bring a mofet or to bring a sign. Don't be scared. Why you shouldn't be scared? Because you, Ben Israel, says Yirmiyah, you're not under the mazalot. You're above the mazalot. So that's the point. That's the word otot, right? The otot is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu can use the sun and the moon to indicate, okay, like the miracles that are coming to the world. Ulmoadim, zera, vekatzir, vekor, vahom, vekais, vachoref, right? And he will tell us when there will be plantation, when do you harvest, the season of cold and hot. Uleyamim, midat yom, midat laila. Now you will measure the day and the night. Not only what is day and what is night. You will now measure your day and measure your night based on these meorot. Veshanim sheyashlimu mahalacham, right? They complete their cycle, okay, through the year. Ve'osifu shenit lashuv baderech asher alchu ba. Ushenat hachama b'shsah yom. The year of the sun is 365 days. Ushnat halevana b'shloshim yom, right? The year of the moon is 30 days, and the year of the sun is 365 days. והיו למאורות ברקיע השמיים להאיר על הארץ. These meorot that are in the rakia of shamayim should shine light upon the land. Osif, what's the Tosefet here? Like, don't we know that? We know that already. Right? In Pasuk Yudalet, it says, Yeh meorot birkiah hashamayim la'er, nachon? What does it say, Pasuk Yudalet? ואומר אלוהים יהי אור ברקיע השמיים, להבדיל בין יום ובין הלילה, והיו לו תולמודים ולימים ושנים.
אלא על הארץ. He adds here על הארץ.
Okay, אבל בסדר, אבל if it's not על הארץ, where is it relevant?
Could be in the sky.
How is that relevant to us?
What is the question? What do you mean?
How is that, if it's not relevant to the earth, yes, and it's only to the skies, then what do you gain from that?
Well, you don't get anything. Technically, it could be in the sky, above the earth, but not touching the earth.
But isn't the Moadim, the Yamim and Shanim, isn't that to serve the Eretz?
Yeah, so you said that could be the purpose.
So that's obvious, right? So what do you add in that pasuk then?
Why do you add? Yeah. The chidush is על הארץ.
What?
No? The chidush is על הארץ in the pasuk before you didn't say על הארץ.
It's על הארץ. ועל מה? אם לא על הארץ, על מה? על מרס.
I don't know, הוסיף שהיה אורם מגיע לארץ, yeah.
הוסיף, is going to add something. What is it coming to add? שיהיה אורם מגיע לארץ.
Yeah.
And what's the חידוש? כי
That's what I
אפשר
said, no?
שיהיה להם אור בשמיים. Maybe there will be light in שמיים, ויעשו כל המעשים הנזכרים, מבלי שיאירו בארץ. Maybe all that system can work, but the actual light cannot come on the actual ארץ. ולכך אמר, therefore it says שיהיו למאור בקי השמיים המביט בארץ ויאירו עליה. It will be focused towards the ארץ, and the light will be pointed towards the ארץ.
Okay.
בסדר?
Meaning it could have been possible that there was the sun and the moon up there,
And you would
and
see
they're
them.
and you could see them. They're not invisible.
That's
Like,
right.
in that sense, the light comes to you, but it doesn't make it light. down
Exactly.
here.
It doesn't shine the light upon you. Exactly. That's the hidush. The hidush is that it's shining towards us. Say that?
Yeah. Okay.
I think we're gonna
Good.
stop
Do you want to get
here.
you want to stop? Give us the light thing here about the just quickly on
No,
the.
that's not quickly. That's not quickly. Bli neder, next year I will. It's not quickly. It's actually very, very complicated because I have to explain to you what the bracha means. And once you have the bracha, you have to dissect it and go back into all three elements and put them together. So definitely not al regel achat.
Who did we lose? We
lost
just
the
lose the
rabbi.
guy.
We lost the rabbi.
Yeah, he didn't want any more questions.
Nah. I know how did we lose him? It says Zoom. Maybe
You're
his
the host.
I think he stopped recording and it probably dropped him off.
yeah, he'll get back on. So Zach wants to move the class, right? To a different day. Because we have some of the fathers here that are on Mary Poppins duty. I'm just saying, Omar particularly is on Mary Poppins duty. So
Hey, it's soccer season for the girls.
Girls should not be
football.
playing soccer. Football. Girls should not playing football. מה קרה? מה אתם לא מבינים? אישה במטבח, גבר בפוטבול. בבי, תסביר להם.
I don't speak Hebrew.
It's good. It's a good thing the recording stopped.
All of a sudden, Bobby doesn't speak Hebrew.
Jason dropped.
Jesus God.
I think Magali took him, shut down his computer.
What day works?
Rob just said his battery died. What day works? You tell me. I mean, I don't know what the schedule. I think Morris is the issue. But tell me.
Zach, are the days most of them are on Monday?
There's five Mondays and 3 Wednesdays. So at least for me, Tuesday and Thursday are best. Wednesday is better than Monday.
And Tuesday is also better than Thursday. Thursday is it's not a good day.
I don't mind doing it Tuesday. I think the Rav could do it. I think Morris is the issue.
Let's check with Morris.
Yeah, because I think he has his Gemara class on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
How many Mondays are you guys? Do you guys have an issue?
It's 5 Mondays.
The next
5
Mondays, or
not the next 5, but it is. I can look it up, but it is 5 separate Mondays, and then there's 3 Wednesdays also. I mean, if Wednesday is better.
No, the question is, maybe what we do is, or maybe we just keep the Mondays, and on the weekends, the weeks that you guys have this Monday thing, we just move those weeks to Tuesday, just ahead of time, so everybody can plan.
It's probably better.
I'm just saying, what Mondays are these?
It could do that too. The other, well, it could also do Wednesday those weeks, because it's not. I don't see any that have both the Monday and Wednesday. So if Mars can't do Tuesday, and if Wednesday works, but it's
What's
February
the first one?
2/24.
Which is really our next class, because the next week,
Yeah.
Monday, you guys are all
Yeah.
out, or some of you are out. And I could do it, but you're traveling, right, Zach? So you're skiing, Jason's skiing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Morris is in Florida, so it's
Yeah.
not
So
gonna
it's
fly.
actually it's 3 weeks in a row starting the 24th. 24th, March 3rd, and March 10th.
Mhm. Okay, so let's see if we can.
I could do Wednesday all of those weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know if that
Okay.
works for everyone.
Yeah, Wednesday works.
I need to check. With again. For me, either work. I need to see what Morris. I'll speak to Morris tomorrow. See what we could do there. Okay.
Sababa.
We can move it to 6
Thank
a.m.
you.
I'm good
5
with 6.
a.m.
No,
5 a.m., not 6 a.m.
Rabbi can't do. He can't. He's in the morning. He studies. No, he says I study with him every morning at 8, either at 8:15.
1 second.
When he comes from shul. So because in the morning he studies all kind of mystical stuff that is beyond our comprehension.
Unlike this.
Yes, this is like this is it's the simple stuff.
I think we do a pretty good job pretending like we know what you're talking about.
It's,
I think we're his most advanced class.
So you'd love this. Today, Emma comes to me with some homework question. How many daughters did the Lot have? Anybody know?
Two?
4.
Who said 4?
I did.
How'd you get to 4, and how'd you get to 2?
Somewhere in my head.
2 are the
Same.
ones that survive.
So since I didn't know the answer, I had to call Rabbi Moel to ask him for the homework for the kid. So I said 2. Emma tells me, no, it's 4. I said, Emma, look, Torah says 2. I call Rabbi Moel, I say, how many? There's 4. So now it's really embarrassing. But the point is that 2, right? 2 basically, there's 2 different opinions, because it says that he says he's going to give them the daughters, they're virgins, right? When they come when he said, take my 2 daughters, they're virgins, and you can do whatever you want to them when all the people come. And then it says that he tells his 2 daughters, with their son-in-laws to leave. So one says that it's 2 separate sets of 2 daughters, 2 virgins and 2 that are married, so they're not virgins. But then the other one, another explanation I just read, because I was very curious, how do I not know this? That it says that he was just telling them that they're virgins as a matter of speech, but it was the same daughters that ran away. So, like Rabbi Moel says, everybody's right. Everybody's right.
That's funny.
Ooh, we just recorded all this.
I'm gonna jump out.
We have our own lesson.
Uh-oh.
See you guys.
Jason, where are you? Is there